The village is asleep. It's well past midnight, and a thick mist curls through the narrow alleys. Suddenly, a dim glow appears over the ridge. A man walks slowly down the slope, his straw sandals crunching the gravel path. He carries a paper lantern that sways with each step, casting warped shadows against the trees. His other hand tosses joss paper into the wind, the paper fluttering like lost souls caught in a current. Behind him comes the sound of wooden thuds, slow, deliberate, rhythmic. Amanda and I just spent a long time talking, like, privately before we started recording. But is there anything haunting you that you want to share with, the teeming masses of fans?
I can share. Like, my daughter's been wanting to explore religion.
Oh, yeah.
So I took her to a church in Puyallup, a spiritualist church.
Again, right? Because we talked about it last time.
Did I share?
Yeah, about the crying and the allergy.
Oh, I did share.
You did. But you went again. Didn't you go back?
Yeah, we went again. I just think it's cool. That, like, it's a neat experience because they do healing energy as part of the service, and they do readings. Like, a lot of them claim to be mediums and psychics, and as part of the service, they'll do readings and messages for each other.
Interesting.
With the congregation.
Do they call it
interesting?
Do they call it readings, or do they call it like prophecy, or
they call them messages?
Messages. Okay.
If they feel like they're getting a message for someone, they'll stand up and share it. It's really cool. I've never been to anything like that before.
I want to go sometime. Like when I'm home in a year from now, it seems. That's awesome. I love it.
What's haunting you?
Well, I finally caved and have a TikTok account now.
Oh, you do? Is it for your campaigning?
Yes. But everybody I know, like fellow teachers and stuff, they're constantly on TikTok, and it's just a time suck looking at things other people. Anyway, but I had to, because it's one way to engage with potential voters or supporters who can't necessarily vote for me because they're not in my district or something. But it's been interesting. I've done 3 now, 2 of which were today. And the first one that I did today, within an hour, had like 400 views and 40 likes and several reposts, or whatever you call it. 2 people favorited it. So I was like, whoa, this really is a hopping platform. So I realize I'm about 10 years late on this train. I get it. Makes me sound like the crypt keeper to talk about it like this. But it's a tool. It's a tool, and I'm trying to use it. So yeah. So I feel a little guilty because I was just like, I'm never using TikTok. It's evil. But
where did that evil thing rumor come from?
Well, I don't know if
I've heard it's owned by China. It steals your identity, but I don't know if any of that is true.
Oh, you mean like the political mumbo jumbo about it? It's because the Americans want it. Ultimately, they want to be able to control the algorithms for American people, and it's just one more media circus dominating, controlling tool that they could use to manipulate us, and they want it. If it's something that's super popular and super lucrative, right? Because the TikTok market is huge for the what am I trying to say? Like goods sold or advertised. But of course, the oligarchy wants it. That's where it started, and because Trump is very much anti-China, totally racist, has said things like China is a filthy country.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with Asia, then there's this like villainy behind it.
When he says the word China, he says it with
China.
this like vitriol, like China. And the problem is I find it so weird that he does that. That now it's stuck in my head, and whenever I say China,
no,
and it's horrible. But I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, that's how Trump says it, and it's stuck in my head that way.
I hate him, but it's still he's taking a wormhole in my brain.
He's just such a caricature. He's such a big
asshat, I think might be the word you're looking for. God. But here we are. So, I have 2 stories for tonight, but we're going to record them separately.
We're getting all prepped because Linz is taking a huge vacation trip and going all over.
Artwork trip, so mostly vacation.
Yeah, we got to like double up and record early. So I feel a little thrown off. Like, I don't even remember telling about the church because that was like 2 weeks ago. That was a long time ago.
What were we doing last week? Why didn't
we didn't meet last week because you were in Texas.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
I'm
I had to go to a conference
today.
Yeah, I leave Friday for DC. I was in San Antonio, Texas. By the way, San Antonio, props to you. I went to Texas with a lot. This is my second time to Texas. First time was to Dallas, this time to San Antonio. I spent 5 days there, and so I got to see quite a bit of it, and I was very pleasantly surprised.
Big cities in Texas.
Yeah. That's what it's the metropolitan areas. So, here we go. You ready?
Yes, ready.
Tonight, we're going to be exploring the eerie world of Chinese corpse walkers. Professionals who once transported the dead back to their ancestral villages.
Neat.
Yeah, and along the way I've woven in some questions for you. So we're going to deepen the tale with some journalistic and first-hand accounts as well.
Okay. Very cool
I know
topic.
you love a first-person account.
I do.
Witnesses. Gotta have witnesses.
I also really like learning about other cultures and things. I don't think I know what this is, so I'm excited.
Okay. Well, it's a little weird that we talked about China, but okay.
You mean China?
No.
I won't
Get out of my car.
I won't do that. It's horrible.
So we're going to continue from the slow, deliberate, rhythmic, what do we call it? Pounding? Thuds. The wooden thuds. Emerging from the fog is a figure cloaked in black, its face obscured by a terrifying death mask. What appears to be a man-sized puppet bobs stiffly behind him, swaying and jerking with each movement.
Is it really a puppet?
Not in the sense that you
Oh, come on. Is it a dead body? What is it?
At a distance, it looks as if the corpse itself is walking. Yep. 2 hidden poles are fastened under its robe.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
They did like a weekend at Bernie's thing. No way.
Yes. Yep. Carried by a pair of strong men concealed in the shadows.
And this is supposed to be respectful? Because I feel like in America, this would be very disrespectful.
Well, we're really weird
way
about
to treat.
death.
We are weird. I'm not saying that we're right, but I think that we would view it as disrespectful.
Nowadays.
So that's fascinating.
But they used to do this kind of thing in death photography. In the early days of photography, they prop up their dead relatives and whatever to take portraits that were sort of lifelike, but also super eerie. So these men who are concealed in the shadows and holding onto these hidden poles fastened under the robe of this corpse,
crazy.
Their faces are painted white with ash and their robes are stitched with talismans. Behind them, a Taoist priest chants softly, clutching a long wooden staff adorned with bells and feathers. A black cat, eyes glowing green, is slung in a basket over his shoulder, believed to guide lost spirits.
But it's on his back, so it's facing backward. The cat.
Well, maybe he's peeking over his shoulder.
Okay.
I don't know which way the cat's facing.
If he's in a basket on his back, I'm picturing he's.
Well, it depends on the way the
basket's oriented.
basket's
If I were going to have
oriented.
a cat lead the way, I'd put him in the front.
Okay.
Keep going.
I think we're getting lost in the weeds.
Yeah, exactly.
The way the cat's facing.
This is fascinating.
You're like, this would have worked if the cat is facing the right way.
This is fascinating.
No one speaks. No one dares approach. Windows are shuttered. Doors locked.
Well, yeah.
The villagers know better. It said if you lay eyes on the procession too long, your soul could be confused with the dead and called to join them.
Oh my gosh.
So now, let's bring it back to something real and cited.
Okay.
Like as in citation.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with a description from AP Wire, picked up by The Independent, and it sort of paints this scene in chilling detail. So first a man carrying a white paper lantern and scattering fake paper money ahead of them, chanting yo ho yo ho.
I
don't know. I know. That's all I could think is a pirate's life, and I'm like, surely it wasn't that, because first of all, it's different language.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows how it sounded, but I'm picturing
What
the
does-
Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
What's the money for? Is it like paying your way to the afterworld?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so.
Because I know they would put, there were some cultures that would put coins on the eyes,
Yep.
and those were supposed to be for the ferryman that would take you across the River of Styx to, to pay the ferryman.
Listen, throw whatever you got at it. Like, when I die, first of all, I think I want to be cremated.
Yeah.
Or turned into a tree or composted or something. Like, I don't want to be taking up earth space in the ground in a box that just pollutes the earth. That's just not ideal. Plus, super expensive.
Yes.
Ridiculous. I'm dead. But aside from that, like, if you think she might need a couple dollars in the fire, like, throw them in with me.
I picture, like, what's that, like, the rappers?
Make it rain.
Or the money guns from, what's that movie with the cakes?
Oh, God.
The cake
Yes.
nailed it. They come out
Oh,
with
the
money
money
guns.
gun. Yes.
That's
Just
how you're going
that's,
out. Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly. And I want like big speakers. Like I want it where they like roll me into the. Everybody's watching. Everybody, all 10 people that are still around, roll me into the furnace, whatever it is, the crematorium. The doors of the crematorium slam shut.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the fire start, and then it's like, woo! Living on a bird, take my
Oh my gosh, it reminded me of like, okay, so my
You gotta make them laugh.
First of all, I love the Mad Max movies. I absolutely love them. I think they're incredible. But my favorite character in the Mad Max movies, they usually have this procession when they're going out to war, and there's usually one guy who's like strung up high on top of the truck with drums.
Yes, I know exactly what
So
you're talking
I'm
about.
totally picturing like, I don't know why that made me think of that.
My
That's how you're
funeral
going out.
or these
Your
guys?
funeral.
Oh.
So he's going to be like drumming, and you're going to be in the furnace right behind his head. Because you know, in Mad Max, they're always blowing stuff.
There's
up
got to
and-
be an element of surprise for me. Like, I want, if people are mourning and sad, they shouldn't be. Like,
I
just want to make
you wanna
them
make
burst into laughter, but also then feel a little bit bad that they're laughing. Like, should we be laughing?
It's such dark humor.
Yes. Oh yeah, I'm all about it. To my great grandchildren, I'm sorry in advance. All right, so this yo-ho man with the paper lantern and scattering, making it rain. He's there, and then a towering hooded black figure, wearing a ghastly mask and marching in an awkward wooden gait, bringing up the rear. Another man guiding the giant by touch, perhaps with the black cat. So that was a quote from The Independent, so an observer. I can't even imagine walking that path.
I can't imagine.
You go step
observing
out to go
this.
get the mail, which I don't know if that's how the mail works, but you're like, ah, turn around.
The dead body's coming.
Yeah, and in some versions that I read about, it's multiple. Like it's not just one corpse. Like it's one time a year that they march.
No.
Because the belief system is that you have to be buried where you were born. You have to return to the village from whence you came.
That I understand. That makes sense.
So if you die in another part of the country or wherever in the world, you have to be brought back according to the belief system.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know that if you lived in Boston, if you'd have to be processed across the United States onto a kayak and over to China. Like, I don't know. I think Google Maps might have a plan for that, but I don't think it's wise. You'd probably go on an airplane. But
going back to your place of birth makes sense to me, but what doesn't make sense to me is
like salmon.
Yeah, like that. But if you wait a while, the bodies are going to be decomposing and smelling, and
because
that's why they close their windows and go inside.
It might be. I don't know if it has anything to do with the soul getting sucked out. It's more like we don't want anything to get sucked in. Ugh, You're right. Okay, so Amanda, if you saw such a procession on a moonlit night, just picking up your Uber Eats off the front porch, what would flash through your mind?
This is gruesome. It's gruesome. I tell you what, though.
You didn't know what it was.
I'm watching it for sure.
You're in an Airbnb.
I would watch it. I would risk whatever they're very superstitious, it sounds like, because I don't think I could take my eyes off that.
Yeah. Unless it puts off such a vibe of like, when something weird like that happens, not weird, that's not fair, unusual, different to our culture happens, and you're like, wait, what? For a second you might linger, but then you sort of get the vibe. Like if everybody turns on their heels and runs inside, you're a fleer. Like, I think you might run in, close the door, and then like wait a minute, and then look out through the blinds.
That's possible. I might do
Or
that.
through the peephole.
Wow. I can't even, like, how long did this go on? Were they still doing this in the 80s? Do they still do it today? Or are we talking about a long time ago?
No, that's a good question. But I think, I don't know if I even have dates, but I know that like CBS reports on it. So it's not too far in the past, but I can look that up. I will look that up.
That is fascinating to me too.
Yeah, what are some things that other cultures might think of as just as odd or frightening or disturbing as we might in this culture think of this ritual? What are some things that other cultures might look at and go, ooh?
From us? From America?
I think embalming is pretty weird. Like people who are embalmed, I think that's a strange, like just so that you can be put on display.
I think that's
the whole funeral industry of like putting people back together if there's been, makeup and reconstruction and costuming or whatever.
I could see other cultures being shocked by that.
Because that's, in a way, like this puppeting. You're just not holding it upright. Right. But you've done all the things and you've displayed it like a doll. And I think it's the same thing. You're just not holding it up with sticks. You put it in a big coffin, in an ornate box for no reason with a satin lining, like it matters.
I'm picturing all these like little conflicts that could happen if you're on this team. You're on this like death walk team.
Little bunny hops by. Yeah. That cat's not having
Imagine
that.
Like somebody's just a little bit like they're okay dragging the feet, and another person's like, no, you have to make each foot look like it's taking
do they
a step.
Practice? Is there a rehearsal? Is there like synchronized corpse walking?
Right. Can you get praise? Can you get
fired?
Trouble? Can you get fired? How does this work? Like
3 strikes and you're out. You drop one.
And if there's multiple, you said sometimes there's multiple, are they all strung up on the same 2 long sticks?
No. They each have their own.
Because have you seen like on America's Got Talent, those people who come out with like, they look like they're 5 people, but they've got people on these sticks.
The fake people.
Oh, now that's how they should do it.
That takes a lot of synchronization. But it might be easier, actually. Let's talk that through. So you have 2 long, like, boards. Like, let's say 1x6s, right? They're 6 inches across and 1 inch thick. You lay them flat, separated by, you just set them side by side, horizontally on the ground. And then you attach the feet of the corpses 1 human body's width in from the end. And you put 4 across or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, let's say there's 8 feet long. You put 4 across, and then you have room on either end for a live human puppeteer that has like little like boot slots where they're not going to be attached to them, but they get their boots in there, and then they take a step, and all the corpses take that same step forward. They just move the wood. Are you with me? Does it make sort of make sense? But they'd have to sidewalk.
Totally picture it. Yep.
They'd have to walk sideways.
I never in my life thought I would be having this conversation with anyone. This is fun. I wonder what listeners are thinking.
We're talking about the efficiency of corpse walking right now. How do we make this more efficient and more choreographed so it works better for America's Got Talent?
And like, are they unionized? Are they like, I need a promotion? I've been doing this for long. I'm really good at walking the corpses. No, but the people who walk them.
No, because it's religious. I can't think of a unionized religious organization.
It's volunteer.
Yeah. They're servants. I want to know more about the talismans embroidered on their robes.
Oh, like, do you know more about? Do you know more?
I don't think I do, but I should. I didn't pop. So I always do that, right? Like I'll read it a few times through, and still when I do it live with you, I'm like, why didn't that jump out at me?
Well, you don't have my brain. Like it's the same flip flopped, right? Like the things, the questions that you have.
And I trigger you.
In the
best way.
I mean that I just have my own lens, right?
Sure.
I think that the talismans, I would guess that they would be protection talismans because if you're not supposed to really look at it too long.
And they're holding it up. They're in the armpits of the corpses.
Or they're those little scentsy things that you put in Build-A-Bears so that they can protect themselves from the smell that has to be coming off of the bodies.
They're like...
You know what I mean? The little
the sachets.
Scent sachets.
They can do that in a Build-A-Bear now?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a thing? I mean, I know you put the heart in.
You can put the heart in and you can put a scent sachet in.
They're just never going to stop. They think of all the things. They have like little speakers. You squeeze its hand and it talks. I have one that has my voice because I gave it to my grandma.
Oh,
and it was
so
like,
sweet.
"Hi, Grandma. I love you. I miss you." And somewhere I still have that bear.
So sweet.
Lindsay bear.
Lindsay bear.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, I think you're probably dead on, like protection. For sure. And then possibly another like just practical use too. So let's unpack the meaning behind these acts. This is in China, and in Chinese culture, being buried in one's homeland, to which I already alluded, is essential for the soul's peace.
Okay.
This concept is called, oh man, I forgot to put a pronunciation guide in. I'm not going to even attempt it, but it's Luoyeguigen. Hold on. Gen. Let me just take the moment to be extra respectful and figure out how you pronounce that. This is the name of the ritual. Oh, here we go.
Luoyeguigen.
So sweet sounding. It's so soft.
And this is the word for the act.
For the ritual.
For the ritual.
Yeah, so it means, quote, falling leaves return to roots.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that lovely?
Yes, it's poetic.
Because when leaves fall, that's exactly where they go.
Mm-hmm.
It's deeply rooted, wink wink, in Confucian values. As in Confucius.
Yeah.
The corpse walkers fulfilled this role when families couldn't. So ideally, the family members would do it, but professional corpse walkers.
I don't know. Wouldn't you feel like you would need to hire somebody? Like, I would be a wreck. I couldn't do that.
I got it. Listen, I moved from one house to the house next door and still hired movers. Okay? So... I don't know that I'm moving, Grandpa.
You're talking about physical labor. I'm talking about like emotional labor. Like that would be too hard.
I feel like by the time you've got it propped up on sticks, you've worked a lot of that out.
You're committed.
Like it's already happened. You like drew the short straw at Christmas or at the Chinese New Year, and they're like, "Listen, Grandpa Benny, we're getting close.
Oh my gosh.
You're up next." I'm sure they have a system. Is it like the oldest male heir? Is it the youngest that has to do it, but still is strong enough? Like, do they just draw names out of a hat? Or do they just sort of anybody who is able goes, and then the strongest among them? That would make the most sense. The strongest among them, emotionally and physically,
would do it.
Just like they would here, right? We have pallbearers. It's the same kind of deal.
Maybe they viewed it as an honor in
Absolutely.
a way that we don't understand.
Like a pallbearer is when you ask someone to be your pallbearer, that's supposedly a spot of honor. And it's the same damn thing. Like, the only thing is that you are separated by a wall of wood and metal. But you've got two sticks holding up a body.
No, there's levels. There's levels because there's walking a body that's you can't see. It's in a coffin.
Sure, but
then
it's
there. Then there's carrying a body in like a glass coffin, and then there's tying someone's limbs to sticks and pretending that they're walking like a puppet.
I think it's lipstick on a pig. Like, it's the same thing.
I don't think it is.
I do. I think it's more foolish to put all that pomp and circumstance and money thrown at a dead body. Let's just take it to the basics. All we're going to do is go get a couple sticks.
Oh my goodness.
Easy. Maybe some rope. And we'll just, you know what? No, we're going to use the same sticks and rope we used for the last dead relative. It's got a place in the garage that's special.
Goodness.
Okay, so journalistic reporting from Yuzo and other sites reveals One, corpses were bound upright to bamboo poles, carried by 2 men across miles of unmapped mountain trails, creating the illusion of bodies walking. Lanterns and bells were employed to guide carriers and alert villagers, keeping the living and dead apart. Fake money, this Joss paper, Joss, was tossed as offerings to spirits, a ritual known as buying one's way into the other world.
Okay.
Which, that's cross-cultural, that kind of idea.
Yeah, but it implies that in the other world, in the afterlife, there's some kind of a bartering system with money, and a currency system.
Yeah. I mean, again, who knows? Like, better safe than sorry.
True.
Amanda, how do you think these ritual elements, lanterns, bells, paper offerings, serve both spiritual and practical purposes in these journeys? Well, they kind of just told us, but, I kind of just told you, but do you have any other thoughts about, like, all of these, the different symbolism of it, or practical uses?
I'm just imagining this currency system that they would have in the afterlife.
Like, is there like a person behind a desk? Like you get there and they're like, name, date of birth, and then they have a ledger.
Well, yeah. I mean, what do you spend it on? Does it give you access to a different circle, a different level?
Like in that show, what's it called? Upload? Have you seen that?
I haven't seen Upload.
It's so creepy.
But is it like when you die, there's different levels you can go to?
You can have your conscious uploaded into the system, and then you are sort of downloaded into this virtual reality, and you can, based on how wealthy you are and how much money you either paid up front until it runs out, or your living relatives keep paying into this account, then you can keep going. But then there's different levels, of course, sort of like, I think of it like the layers of the Titanic, right? So there are people who are in the bowels of it.
Yeah.
And if they run out of money, then their consciousness gets like just frozen. They're just stuck.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a fascinating concept. Yeah. I don't know that there's going to be like a doorman and like a cover charge to get into heaven. If there's a heaven.
But the money meant something to them, so they must have some belief that it's useful.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I'll have to think on that. Or research it more. It's definitely...
But we won't, because...
But we won't have no time! So somebody tell us what the currency is.
If you know more, if this is a part of your culture, or if you are of a culture where there's a currency tied to death and like getting into the afterlife, which we know like in just about every culture around the world, ancient culture especially, they would bury them with money, with
jewels,
with boats,
coins,
with horses, with statues of horses, like things to help them travel and get through the underworld or the other side or heaven. Some say these corpse walkers had supernatural powers. They could communicate with the spirits or bind them to the body to keep it docile until burial. But others argue this was part of a practical, yet theatrical performance to deter robbers and superstitious villagers.
How does that work? How does that deter
Like, what
them?
are they stealing?
Right.
Oh, the money.
But it's not real money. It's paper.
Well, I think it's paper money. Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, fake money.
What are they stealing? So, are the bodies carrying their wealth? The cats. What are the robbers taking? Are the robbers taking the body?
Maybe.
What would they do with it? I don't know that I want to know.
Science. I mean, that's how a lot of scientific discoveries were made, was through grave robbing.
True. That's interesting.
But it seems like these ones are pretty far gone. Like, I don't know that there's a lot of value in studying a corpse that's been dead this long. Unless I don't know. To scare onlookers. Or, yeah, it could just be theatrical. Could be, like in a Catholic service, there's the incense.
Right.
They swing it all over the place, and it always gives me a headache. But it's the ceremonial, grand gestures of engaging with or thwarting spirits of different kinds. The Holy Spirit, evil spirits, just whatever. Throwing holy water at something. holding up the cross. Alrighty. So now we're going to make a connection to something called the hopping vampire connection.
Okay.
Yeah. So the tradition of corpse walking inspired the myth of the Xiangxi, or hopping vampire. These creatures are stiff with rigor mortis and can't walk normally, so they hop. How funny is that?
Well, it sounds just like what you're talking about with the procession.
Yep. Their movements are eerily similar to how real corpses bounced between bamboo poles. The use of yellow talismans, Taoist priests, and the belief in animated corpses gave rise to stories blending fear with ritual.
Why vampire? I would have gone with zombie. They sound to me like they could look like zombies in a movie where they just shamble and don't walk right.
Maybe because of that thing of their soul going with them. They're sort of like a soul vampire, sucking the souls away. Yeah, it's like a fear / reverence / theatrics.
Yes.
It's a show.
Yes.
But I would argue every funeral is. It's a show for the living.
Yeah, but the living aren't even watching this show. They're closing their windows. They're not supposed to look too long.
That's true.
It's who's the show? Who's the audience?
But don't you think... Yeah.
I do agree with you. It sounds like a show.
Are they acting like they're not watching, but they're watching through like the blinds?
Maybe.
They have to be, because otherwise how would all this like hopping vampire thing get started?
Right.
They had to have watched long enough to come up with a whole lore tied to it. So here's some skepticism and a little bit about the performative angle. Scholars believe some of the stories were exaggerated or outright fabricated. Programs like Approaching Science on Chinese TV explore the idea that the rituals were performative, using straw dummies, hidden supports, or sleight of hand to create illusions of corpse walking, that they weren't actually corpses at all. Does that change anything for you if it's like...
That actually makes more sense to me, because I'm really fixated on the smell. And I really am. Like I'm imagining that, like even the mask. You said someone wears a mask, a scary mask. Well, in the Black Plague time, they wore those scary like bird masks because they put incense and things to block the smell in that long bird nose during the plague. So I'm picturing
otherwise known as a beak.
The beak, yeah. And so I'm picturing the mask, whatever they wore, maybe it has some way.
That's a good call, yeah.
Filling that. But anyway, I'm kind of obsessed with the smell. So if they, and I don't know how you could tolerate it for miles. So it makes more sense to me that they would use straw. They would tell everybody, don't look too closely. Right. And they actually had a puppet instead of the real dead
Especially
body.
for that guy who died in Boston.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be like,
here
he is. Don't look too closely. Don't look too closely. They buried him in Boston and they just made this thing out of straw. That's smart. That's good thinking.
And now that's a show.
Okay, so Echoes of the Past. To wrap up, the legend of the corpse walkers offers a window into how cultures merge the practical with the mystical. Whether these processions were logistical. It's so funny. I write these things and then I'm like, what was that word again? Spiritual, or a bit of both, they've left a lasting impression on folklore. Yeah, so that was a little eerie dive into some Chinese culture.
That was fabulous.
Legends.
How did you think of that topic?
I think at some point I just Googled like spookiest true stories around the world or something like that.
Wow.
And it comes up like right away. It's like #1 in the top 10 of those kinds of things.
I don't know whether to thank you or like I guess I want to thank you because that was really fun. But now I'm going to have that in my repertoire of things I could pull out at parties.
Did you know? So, A, you have a traditional funeral with a coffin and you're buried 6 feet under. B, cremation. Enough said. C, I got another option for you. Where are you from? Denver? Okay, so you're in Seattle.
Oh my
But we got these people called corpse walkers. You won't feel a thing.
This is my problem because I'm sure I'm neurodivergent. I'm not typical. And I'll be in a room with typical peers and they'll be talking about typical things like what they watch on TV or whatever. And I'm going to pull out like, hey, you guys, did you know?
Oh, yeah. Welcome to my life. That's why we do this podcast.
Because we need someone to talk to about these things.
We do that. And this is our outlet so that hopefully we can spare our social currency. Like, I'm out there making it rain with weirdness in every social situation.
And I don't think we have a ton of friends listening because this is just not their jam, right? This is our jam.
But the people who do listen, you're the coolest.
Yes, you are.
We love you.
Yes, you are.
So, yeah.
That was great.
People get it.
That was wonderful. Thank you. I loved learning something new. Weird.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed this little shallow dive into Chinese legend, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, The Paranormal Classroom. Rate, share it. Tell a couple friends who won't hate you if it sucks. Amanda and I also love hearing your thoughts, like through emails and through Instagram, Facebook. Am I missing something?
That's it.
That's it.
As far as I know.
And
soon TikTok, maybe. Maybe you'll do the TikTok stuff.
Maybe spooky ones. Not you, though, because unless we put a little smiley face mask on you. We have to give you a death mask. Here, this is my co-host, the Plague Doctor. We'll give you a mask to wear so you could stay anonymous. All right, so reach out to us with your own spooky stories or ideas for future future episodes as well. But until next time, stay curious and, exploring the unknown.
All right.
Things that we never think of.
I love it. Class dismissed.
And don't open the door.